Okay, so hi everyone. Today we're going to be discussing the paper 2 questions from your trial exam paper. And I hope that by now you have finished watching the 2 videos on paper 1 and you kind of mark already and you kind of have an idea lah. Okay, out of 80 markah kan, berapa yang kamu sudah dapat. Okay, and it is always a good thing to know that you need to aim to get 72. Okay, to pass the exam, you need to get 72 out of 180. Okay, so if your paper 1 is second banyak, then you know that, okay, paper 2, kamu kena improve, kamu kena cari, like, hopefully you get so and so amount of marks lah. Okay, which is partly the reason why I want to discuss this paper, but also partly because I feel like maybe by discussing, I hope that you can gain something lah. Okay, bukan saja mencari jawapan, tapi also strategi untuk menghadapi any form of advanced question. Okay, and I may possibly continue to do this through until kamu punya SPM or until we go back to school lah. Okay, so let's begin. And I thought that I want to start, bukan daripada soalan satu, but I want to start with the 5 topics that everybody must be able to do. Okay, whether you're group 1, group 2, group 3, or group Kencang or group 4, okay, everybody must be able to do the 5 most basic topics, okay, which is trigonometric functions, index number, linear law, solution of triangle, and probability distribution. These are the 5 topics that we are targeting that everybody should be able to do. So I want to start by looking at question number 14. Okay, so if you have your answer for question number 14, take a look at question number 14. So this is the question lah. Okay, diagram 7 shows a quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, so you're given this quadrilateral over here, and it's ABCD, sisi 4 lah. Okay, then dia cakap the area of this triangle BCD is 20 centimeters squared. Okay, and this is where we start writing down. Okay, so over here the area is 20 centimeters squared. Okay, and BCD is acute angle. Okay, acute angle means less than 90 degrees, which means that if it is an acute angle, then you don't have to find the second quadrant punya jawapan. Okay, you only need the first quadrant or the basic angle which you can get from the calculator terus. Okay, then you're given that AG equals to GB, which is 7 cm. So this is 7, this is 7, therefore kesemuanya adalah 14. Okay, and BF is 1/3 BD. Okay, now I want to remind you again, if BF is 1/3 BD, kalau saya bawa BD ke bawah, it will be BF over BD equals to 1 part over 3 parts. Okay, which means that that if BF is 1 part and BD is 3 parts, therefore FD is 2 parts. Okay, this is a very important thing which we will talk about a lot later. Okay, so you find that even in the question, dia sudah bagi banyak maklumat, okay, that you should put in at the very start. Okay, kelemahan pelajar yang paling lazim adalah dia terus baca soalan A and then only dia baca ini bahagian. No, you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, you should take at least 2 or 3 minutes to go through all the information so that you don't have to read this part again. Okay, most students especially yang lemah-lemah ini, diorang akan selalu membaca, okay, apa yang saya kena cari dulu, BCD. Lepas dia ni, okay, apa yang saya ada. Okay, it's not a good habit lah. Okay, a good habit is always to put down all the information that you can into the diagram first so that you know what you need to find. Okay, so BCD, you're given BCD and then this angle is the one you want to find. Okay, and you're given the 2 sides and the angle and you're given the area. Okay, now just to remind you, area in triangle for solution of triangle is not the form 1 punya yang kamu belajar, half times base times height. Ini jarang kena tanya. Ada juga lah, okay, pernah kena tanya. I'm sure if you've done the exercise or even the past year questions, the trial papers, you would have seen this lah. Okay, but lazimnya lah, in the triangle, for solution of triangles, is always half AB sin C. Okay, di mana AB adalah dua sisi yang bersebelahan dengan sudut, okay, yang dicakupi oleh kedua-dua sisi tersebut. Alright, so if you're going to use this and we're going to use 20, so what we're going to have is we're going to have okay, let me write here. So 20 equals to half, then you have 6 and 9 makan, okay, so 6 and 9, okay, and then sine angle of BCD. Okay, so this is 1 mark. Then the second mark is after you calculate everything, you get the angle of BCD is 47.795 degrees. Okay, so this is 1 mark. Okay, sorry, once again, jangan apa ini? Oh, eraser. Sorry. Once again, no putting the double line. Okay, so let's just leave the answer as it is. 47.795 atau yang sewaktu dengannya lah. Okay, you shouldn't be very far from this. Paling-paling pun 796 atau 794. Okay, shouldn't be very far from this. If I write 47.79, saya tidak terima because I already said 3 decimal places. Okay, so if you forget what I said, then it's not my fault. Okay, it's kamu punya salah itu kalau kamu lupa apa yang saya cakap atau kau tidak menghiraukan apa yang saya cakap. Okay, atau kamu yes sir, saya faham juga, tetapi last kau tidak buat. It's not my problem. Okay, I already said this. It is the standard. Okay, it is the standard. Correct. All right. So, do you guys remember why I said that you must use as many decimal places as you can? Okay, it's because your answer needs to be within a range. Kalau awal-awal dalam soalan A, kamu sudah bundarkan pergi 2 tempat perpuluhan atau even worse, 1 tempat perpuluhan. Okay, if awal-awal sudah kamu bundar, everything else will be affected. And there is a very high possibility that soalan D, kamu akan terlari jauh daripada sasaran. Okay, so 3 decimal places is kind of the standard for the final answer. Anything sebelum final answer is 4 decimal places. Okay, I think there's 1 or 2 of you in this class and also in my other class which I teach, yang dia salin semua calculator punya sampai 10 decimal places. It's not wrong lah. Okay, cuma dia menyusahkan hidup kamu sahaja. Okay, but the length of BD in cm, so you want to find this, you have 2 sides and the angle already here. Okay, so it makes sense to use the Cos formula. Okay, so BD squared equals to 6 squared plus 9 squared minus 2, 6 and 9. Okay, then cos 47.795. Okay, this is a very immediate thing lah. Lepas kamu kira, kamu akan dapat BD is 6.667. Okay, cm. Am I reading this correctly? 6.667, yeah, cm. Okay, lepas kamu punca kuasa 2. So, one thing that a lot of students always forget is, lepas dia kira ini kan, wow, cantiknya, senang mau kira kan sebab dari calculator. And then they forget to square root. Ini selalu berlaku ini. Okay, so if you forget to square root, then you hilang 1 markah lah. Sini penggantian yang betul 1 markah, sini betul 1 markah. Okay, so it's 2 marks. Remember, in paper 2, every langkah has a mark. So even if you get the final answer, but there's no langkah kan, kamu layak 1 markah saja. Okay, sebab dia bukan objektif, dia adalah yang kami panggil pemarkahan analytical lah. Okay, even the working is important. Dia bukan macam paper 1. Paper 1, jawapan betul, even if kamu teka saja, okay, tanpa memikirkan tentang dia punya jalan kerjakan, dan kebetulan dia betul, you get the full mark. Okay, so there's an advantage over there, but a slight disadvantage also lah. Okay, angle of ABD. So angle of ABD is here, A, B, and D. We want to find this angle. Okay, let's see what information we have. First of all, we've already have new information. We have the length of BD. Okay, so the length of BD is, if I can find the color to use, oh, can I change color? Oh no, I can change color. Let me see if I can change color. Oh no, I don't think I can change color. Okay, never mind. So the length of BD over here is 6.667, okay, cm. So you have this length and you also have this length. Okay, so and you have this angle. So you have this length, this angle, this length. You can find this angle lah. Okay, so the strategy is cari dulu angle ini dan oleh sebab ini adalah satu segitiga, you can minus with 180. Okay, so it's a two-step process, which is probably why it is 3 marks. Okay, so what I would do is I will find sine, what is the angle called? The angle is sine B lah. No, sorry, here bahkan, sine A over 6.667. Remember, if it is the angle that you want to find, put the angle on top. Okay, 6.667 equals to sine 70 over 14. Okay, just to remind you, 70 is up here, 14 is opposite. Okay, then after you kira, I'll get the angle of A is 26.582 degrees. So therefore, the angle of ABD is 180 minus 70 minus 26.582. Okay, so this is 26.582. So this angle is 180 tolak ini. Okay, and you should get roughly around 83.418 degrees. Okay, this is about lah. Of course, if your answer is in degrees and minutes, it's not a problem lah. Tapi saya hanya beri jawapan dalam degree saja. If you change it to minutes, then don't worry, you still get the mark lah. Okay, asalkan dia di dalam range tersebut. Okay, so far we've covered this lah. 233, 223. So now this last one. So the area in cm squared of quadrilateral ADFG. Okay, bagi segi empat ADFG. Okay, kalau kamu lihat segi empat ini, dia memang tiada formula yang direct lah. Bukan kau boleh cari secara direct. You can't find it directly. You need to think of a strategy to do this. Okay, so well, the first thing you need to know is you need to know this area of this triangle lah. Okay, the big triangle. And then you minus with the area of the small triangle. Okay, now because there is no height, okay, tiada height yang 90 degrees, okay, this is not the height, this is not the height, there's no 90-degree height. Therefore, you can only use this formula to find the triangle. Okay, so let's talk about this one lah. If this is if this is the triangle, okay, I have this one kan, and I have this angle sudah, so I can find the triangle of the area of triangle ABD. Okay, so area of ABD is 1/2 darab 14 darab 6.667, okay, times sine 83.418 kan? Okay, 14 divided 83.418, correct. So this will give you about 46.36. Hold on now. 46.3614, okay, centimeters squared. So this is the big one now. Okay, then the small one is area of, okay, the small triangle is area of BFG. Okay, let's think about this first. We can use the same angle. We have this 7, but we don't have this one. Okay, but we know that it is one part out of three parts. So kalau 3 bahagian is 6.667, so satu bahagian will be 1/3 lah. Okay, so BF over here is 1/3 times 6.667. So dia satu daripada 3 bahagian. 47 degrees 48 minutes. Dalam jawapan yang pertama kan boleh, no problem. But itulah, saya hanya beri jawapan dalam degree. If you did it in minutes, then nanti saya akan tanda jugalah. Tapi jawapan yang saya akan gunakan sekarang hanya degree sahaja. Okay. So this will give us the length of BF is about 2.222. Yeah, I think so. 6.667. Yeah, 2.222 lah. You know what? 2.2223. Since it's not the final answer, I'll give 4 decimal places. So this is 2.2223. This is 7, but we use the same angle. So the area of B apa itu? Hey, where did my? Oh, sorry. Okay, the area of BFG, yeah. Okay, the area of BFG is 1/2 times 7 times 2.2223. Okay, sine, same angle, 83.418 degrees. Okay, so this will give us 2.2223. This will give us about 7.7267. 7.726, 7.726 okay, cm squared. So the area yang kita sebenarnya mau cari of ADPG, okay, will be 46.3614 minus 7.726. Okay, then your final answer, you can give it to me in 4 decimal places also can, 3 decimal places also can. Okay, but I will stick to the convention of 38.635. Okay, which is about the answer that we are going to have. Okay, so actually, if you think about this is a pretty easy solution of triangles question. Okay, sebab hampir semua maklum yang diberi, the only confusing matter, if it is confusing, is this. Okay, ini saja yang confusing sikit. But other than that, if you stick to the fact that we use this formula to calculate the area of triangle, you should not have a problem. Okay, a common problem which may not be everybody is that dia masih terfikir yang hanya ada satu formula sahaja untuk mengira luas segitiga, which is the Form 1 formula. Okay, the Form 1 formula sangat jarang dipakai. Okay, ada tapi jarang. Okay, because this is the formula that you learned in NMAX. Okay, let me see if there's any more questions. Okay, so no questions so far. So, yes. Oh, yes. So where does the mark come in? So I have shown you the 4 marks over here. So here is 5 marks lah. Okay, so sini 1 markah, ini tolak, ini 1 markah, and then the final answer is 1 mark. Okay, this one is also 3 marks bahkan. 3 marks is ini kau dapat betul 1 markah, ini betul 1 markah, and then the final answer 1 markah. Okay, even if yang ini kamu salahkan, it's okay tau. So dia bagi So dia bagi markah untuk jalan kerja. Okay, so we're talking about this one. When you ganti dengan betul, okay, you ganti dengan betul, you get a 1 mark over there. Okay, of course the final answer is if you minus lah, okay, correctly, then you get 1 mark. Okay, so that's the 10 marks. That's how the 10 marks are distributed. All right, let's take a look at the index number question, okay, which is question number 12. I think it's question number 12. Okay, now of the 2 questions, solution of triangle and index number question is a little bit more difficult than the solution of triangle question. Okay, a little bit saja lah, dia bukan like terlalu susah lah. Okay, let's try. So Table 3 shows the price indices. Okay, ini adalah index harga. That's why you don't see any RM. Okay, and the weightage. Okay, so it's always good to know lah dia punya weightage adalah begini. Okay, for the year 2018 based on the year 2016. Okay, always make it a good habit. Selalu jadikannya satu awalan yang baik untuk mengenal pasti tahun asasnya. The base year is very important. Okay, when you know the base year, then everything else will come a little bit easier. So given that the price of eggs, okay, in the year 2016 is 8 ringgit per tray, and in 2018 is 10 ringgit 40, calculate the value of U. Ini adalah yang formula yang paling basic lah. So U will be equal to 10 ringgit 40 cent, because it's 2018 over 2016, 8 ringgit times 100. Okay, so you get 130. It's a very simple calculation, which is 2 easy marks. Ganti dengan betul, jawapan betul 130. Okay, tidak perlu pun decimal places. Okay, question B. The composite index representing the 4 items is 120. So composite index 2018 to 2016 is 120. Calculate the value of W. This is standard lah. Kalau kamu banyak jawab sudah, ini kamu tahu sudah apa mau dibuat. Let's first of all multiply this. So 115 times 4 will give you 460. U times W, dan kita tahu U adalah 130. So this is 130 W. 114 times 2W plus 1 will be 228 W plus 114. Okay, and then 150 times 1 will be 150. Jumlah pemberat 4 plus W plus 2W plus 1 plus 1 will give you 6 plus 3W. This total will give you 724 plus 358W. Okay, ini total kau akan dapat begini. And we know that the composite index is 120. Okay, so I'm going to write this here. So B1, so 120 equals to 724 plus 358W over 6 plus 3W. Okay. Now, if you take a look, ini adalah there's 5 marks altogether for this lah. Okay, but this nilai W is 3 marks. Okay, ini adalah soalan 3 markah. So where do the 3 marks come from? Okay, the 3 marks come from ini betul dan ini betul 1 markah. Okay, bila kamu samakan dengan 120, 1 markah, dan akhirnya jawapan adalah W sama dengan 2, 1 markah. Okay, so I noticed that quite a lot of you would probably do it this way lah, yang cara panjang, which is no problem. Okay, 120 equals to 115 times 4, lepas itu tambah 130W, lepas itu tambah 114 times 2W plus 1, okay, tambah 150 times 1, okay, over 4 plus W plus 2W plus 1 plus 1. Okay, dua-dua baris ni betul, 1 markah, sama dengan 120, 1 markah. It's the same distribution of marks. Okay, cuma bagi saya, cara jadual ni lebih senang lah. Okay, saya nampak lah. Okay, for me. Okay, I feel it's less complicated compared to this kind. Ini ada kebarangkalian yang kamu akan salah tulis kah, salah salin kah. Things can happen lah, when things are not in the table. Okay, but it's up to you. Okay, saya rasa kebanyakan daripada kamu pro sudah di soalan. So, saya tidak begitu bimbang lah. Okay, kalau mencari composite index. Okay, so the final answer W equals to 2. Then dia cakap the monthly expenses above in the year 2016, if the monthly expenses on the items of 2018 is 1,800. Okay, now notice dia masih lagi menggunakan composite index 120. Okay, so this means that we have to use the first formula again. 120 is the composite index. Okay, the year 2018 is 1,800 over, I don't know what's the year of 2016. So I'm just going to give it the price of 2016 times 100. This is 1 mark. then you find that the price of 2016 is equals to RM 1500. Okay, this is 1 mark. Okay, so that's the answer for this lah. Now I just want to remind you that remember to put the RM bila perlu ada RM, bila tiada RM jangan pandai-pandai letak RM dalam semua jawapan. Okay, W sama dengan RM2. Mana ada? W is pemberat. Okay, it's not RM. So you cannot do it that way. Okay, C. The expenses on the food items increases by 35% from 2016 to 2020. Okay, now this is a very important sentence. Sebab ini memberitahu kita bahawa the price of 2020 over the price of 2016 times 100, okay, equals to 135. Macam mana saya tahu dia 135? Okay, because dia cakap increase by 35%. If you remember the trial question, ada trial question itu, no sorry, I think it's a latihan question. Remember the soalan yang dia suruh kamu comment, give a comment about the index number, and remember what I said? On the base year, okay, all base year, semua base year, the index number is 100. Okay, kalau the next year lah, the following year dia naik pergi 120, ini bermaksud dia increase by 20%. If the next year, okay, kalau dibandingkan dengan base year, kalau dia menjadi 90, this means decrease by 10%. Remember this comment? Okay, there was a soalan, I don't remember whether it's in the trial paper. I think it's in the trial paper or in the latihan. But there was this comment. Dia cakap comment pasal ini nombor. What does this number mean? Okay, it's increased by 20%. So, which is exactly the same thing that this question is doing, except that dia suruh kamu terbalikkan. Dia suruh kamu baca this ayat and then terjemahkan pergi ayat matematik. And this is the ayat that we want. Q 2020 over Q 2016 is 100. Find the composite index of 2020 based on the year 2018. And this is where we use the chain rule. Okay, so Q 2020 over Q 2018 has to be Q 2020 over Q 2016 times Q 2016 over Q 2018, then you times by 100. Okay, this is how we would find it. Okay, I don't remember whether you remember this chain rule, tapi ingatlah, ini chain rule lah, 20-20 di atas, 20-18 di bawah, and then yang menghubungkannya adalah the base year. The base year is the one that connects it all. So we have Q 2020 to Q 2016, which is 135. Okay, so we have, sorry, okay, so this is 135 over 100 times, okay, Q 2016 over Q 2018 sudah diberi sebenarnya, which is 120. Okay, sudah diberi. But because 2016 di atas, so we're talking about 100 over 120. Okay, then you times by 100. So you will get 112.5. I think so. 135. Yeah, 112.5. Okay, and this is a 2-mark question. It's a 2-mark question. Okay, it's a 2-mark question simply for, okay, it's 2 marks. Huh? 2 marks? No. It's a 3-mark question. Yeah, it's a 3-mark question. Okay, so the first mark is kamu dapat 135 di 1 markah. Penggantian yang betul 1 markah, jawapan betul 1 markah. That's how it works. So this is the chain rule that we work, and we always find this question in the last part of okay, of the index number question. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the next question now. Once this indices question is over, Let's take a look at the next question, since there's no questions anybody asking. So the third topic we're talking about is probability distribution, okay, which is given here. Okay, so question number 10, probability distribution. Let's take a look at this. So in a survey carried out in a particular district, it is found that 3 out of 5 families. So we find this in famous words over here. Okay, 3 out of 5 families, which means that less than 4 children. So kebarangkalian berjaya is 3 over 5. Besar mungkin. Okay, and therefore Q equals to 2 over 5. If 9 families are chosen at random, ini mesti N. Okay, calculate the probability that at least 7. Okay, so ini adalah R yang dia minta. Okay, these 4 children is nothing, it's just the syarat for the this one. So kalau at least 7 families, that means we are talking about R equals to 7, R equals to 8, and R equals to 9. And what do we do with all these 3? Kita campur. Okay, it's 4 pretty easy marks actually. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you. So when R equals to 7, the probability is 9C7, 3 over 5 to the power of 7, 2 over 5 to the power of 2. Okay, or 9 minus 7, same thing. Okay, so when R equals to 8, P equals to 9C8, 3 over 5 to the power 8, 2 over 5 to the power 1. When R equals to 9, P equals to 9C9, 3 over 5 to the power 9, 2 over 5 to the power of 0. Okay, so each of these you can calculate individually, doesn't matter, 0.1612, 0.0605, this is a 0.0101, 0.0101, yeah, okay. So after you add all this together, okay, so the probability that X is more or less than 7 is about 0.2318. Okay, this is where I'm also. So let me see. Okay. Okay, fine. So satu markah, okay, the first mark is salah satu daripada ini kamu ganti dengan betul, is satu markah. Okay, if you ganti dengan betul, 1 mark. Asalkan satu lah. Even if you don't have all 3, but you have at least 1, you get 1 mark. Okay, this one is ketiga-tiga betul, 1 markah. Okay, the final answer is 1 mark, and then actually the one more answer which I didn't show is the 0.1612 plus 0.0605 plus 0.0101. Ini tanda tambah ini. Okay, menunjukkan yang kamu memahami bahawa kita harus menambah semua kebarangkalian itu. So that's 1 mark. Okay, so even if you cannot answer this question in full kan, I want you to notice where the 1 mark comes from. Kamu kena ganti formula dengan betul. Okay, then you layak 1 markah. It's the basic minimum, okay, that you should that everyone should be able to get. Okay, but actually in all fairness kan, this question is pretty easy sebab dia punya maklumat semua ada tersedia. There's nothing very complicated over there. Okay, let's take a look at question B. So 500 students from a school set for a test. So the marks are obtained are normally distributed. So we know that this is normal distribution. Okay, with a mean of 55 and a standard deviation of 10. So this is mu and this is sigma. Okay, so find the number of students who pass if the passing mark is 45. So the marks, this is X. Okay, so X is 45. Okay, so we want to find the number of students. Remember, if we find the number of students, the first step is to find the probability, then you times with 500 altogether. Okay, so let's get down to business. So we have, when the score is more than 45, if I change this to Z score, I will get Z is more than 45 minus 55 over 10. So I get P, Z is more than -1. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop here and I'm going to do once again on the table. Saya sangat suka ni table sebab dia sangat senang. Kan? daripada menyusahkan hidup kan susah-susah, kau mau tulis jalan kerja yang sangat panjang, kita buat yang senang. Okay, X is 45 and Z is 45 minus 55 over 10 equals to negative 1. Okay, and we want more. So where? Where is negative 1? Negative 1 is on the left. Sini, dan kita mau more. So kita lorek. Okay. So how do we find this probability? Is 1 minus 0.1587. Sebab negative 1, sebab 1 bila kita baca dari jadual is 0.1587. So you get 0.8413. Ini baru kebarangkalian ya. Soalan minta how many students. So the number of students, okay, is 0.8413 times 500. So you get 421 students. Betul kata tepat ni, 0.8413 times 500. So you get 420.65. Sorry, this should be 420, not 421. Because dia tidak sampai. You cannot, yeah, you cannot round off the students. It should be 420. My bad. Sorry. Apa ini? Okay, this should be 420, not 421. Tada. Okay, let me see ya. Ada pecahan markah ke dia beri ya? Oh, it's just 6. 6. Oh, 3 lah. Correct. Okay. So if it is 3, then I would say that 420 is 1 mark. The probability correct is 1 mark. Getting the Z score is 1 mark. Okay, so 3 marks over here lah. Okay. Yes, when you calculate this, you get 420.65 bahkan. But we cannot gundakan. There is no 0.65 student lah. So we round off to the nearest one sebelumnya, which is 420. Okay, I need to make a mental note of this. Sebab dalam skema saya dia tulis 421 lah. So saya kena perbetulkan. Should be 420. Okay, next question, which is actually the last. Not for today, I mean for this. If 15.87 of the students obtain distinction, okay, so one thing you need to note, if you see percentage, you can change this to probability. Bahagi dengan 100, 0.1587. So find the minimum mark needed to obtain distinction. So which basically means that you cari daripada kebarangkalian ini, dia mendapat, and since it's minimum mark, no? So we want more lah. Okay, we want more. So, going back to the jadwal method again. So, we are given the probability is 0.1587. Okay, probability is 0.1587 and we want less or more. Okay, and since we want more, okay, and the probability is less than 0.5, therefore our Z score is is positive 1. So kalau kau baca 0.1587 daripada jadual, pergi kepada score Z is positive 1. It cannot be negative 1 lah. Kan sebab negative 1 doesn't make sense. Okay, we want it to be here. Sini more. Ini yang mewakili 0.1587. Okay, so positive 1. So we can calculate back lah. So 1 equals to x minus 55 over 10. And you will get x equals to 65 marks. Chun chun. Okay, x equals to 65 marks. So where does this mark come in? So this is 1 mark, this is 1 mark, this is 1 mark. Okay, dapat ini positif 1 is 1 markah. Ganti dalam formula Z score is 1 mark. And then getting the score X is 65 is 1 mark. Okay, not bad lah. Boleh dapat distinction dengan 65 marks. So nice. Okay, so 10 easy marks. Okay, we have 2 more questions to cover and then we'll call it a day lah. Let's take a look at linear law. Okay, linear law is question number 9. Okay, so you have this, and this is a non-log law, a non-log question. Are we targeting non-log this year? Macam. We're targeting non-log. Sorry, for your year, not for this year. Okay, so kau ambil SPM tahun depan kan. Okay, so x and y are over here, and you're supposed to plot x, y against 1 over x. So the table that you need to do is the table of 1 over x and x, y lah. I didn't. Okay, so let's do the table. Let's do the table first. So the table that you want to do is 1 over x, and then here is xy. So here are the values. 1 and 3.8, 0.67, and this is 7.8, 0.5, 9.9, 0.4, 11.2, 0.331, 12, sorry, and 0.29 and 12.50. Hold on, let me just check something. 1 times 3.8. Okay, so 3.5 times 3.57. 12.495. Okay. All right. So roughly around here lah. So kalau round off away tiada lah marks. Round off awal. Round off awal maksudnya mana satu? Yeah, because I just realized that in my marking scheme, everything here is one decimal place, and here tiada decimal place. So I'm wondering whether dalam calculation kan ada decimal place ke tidak. 0.67 jadi 0.7. Sini. Okay. XY saya 12.49. 12.49 is salah sebab the answer is 12.495. Hold on. Okay. Kejap. Okay. 1 over x. 1 over 1 is 1. 1 over 1.5 is 0.67. 1 over 2 is 0.5. 1 over 0.25 is 4. 1 over 3 is 0.33. 1 over 3.5 is 0.29. Is that the answer that I got? Yeah, 0.29. So xy is, this is 3.8. Okay, 1.5 times 5.2 is 7.8. So dia memang cun-cun. Okay, so 4.95 times 2 is 9.9, also cun-cun. 2.5 times 4.48 is 11.2, also cun-cun, 1 tambah 40-an. This is 12. Ini sajalah yang mungkin di sana. So sini kau tulis 12.495 kan. Okay, 12.50 saya terima. 2 decimal places lah. Okay, because usually in linear law you cannot plot more than 2 decimal places lah. So we try to avoid 3 decimals. Tapi kalau kau letak 12.495 pun tiada masalah. Okay, so hold on, barunya pula check masuk. So 0.67 jadi 0.7 saya tidak terima. So that means kau hilang 1 markah lah sebab there's linear law and physics not the same. Linear law decimal place they don't care one. Okay, physics saja yang macam dia punya selor dalam terlalu ketat. Okay, too many rules about these decimal places. Okay, 0.33 jadi 0.3 memang sorry lah, saya tidak boleh. Everything has to be like 2 decimal. So potong 1 mark saja. Astaga, saya tulis 0.28. Mana sini? Let me see. 1 over 3.5. 0.28. Salah. Sebab the next number is 5. So it has to be 0.29. Okay. So yes, a good rule to remember when you're doing linear law. It's okay. A good rule to remember is try to keep it to 2 decimal places if you can. So ada yang memang tidak boleh 2 decimal places. Okay. Tapi kalau yang menjela-jela itu kasih 2 decimal places. If you want to write all 3, no problem. Okay, tapi kalau kamu bundarkan, tolong bundarkan dengan betul lah. Okay, these are skills that you should not lose marks in lah. Okay, anyway, 1 mark there. And after you plot, this is the graph that you should get. Oh, if only I can zoom out. Hold on. Okay. Now I realize the kekurangan of this soalan. Okay, this is how the graph would look like. Oh, if only I can zoom out. Hold on. Zoom out. I can't zoom out anymore. This is the maximum I can zoom out. Okay, so this is how the graph will look like. Okay, it should cut at 16, about 16. Okay, and yeah, so it should be something like this. Kalau kamu punya garis ini go all the way until di hujung sini pun tidak ada masalah, because the most important thing for me is the intercept the y-axis. Okay, so this is how your this one should look like. Okay, do I need to continue showing you the graph? No need lah. Take a look at your graph, kasih compare saja. Agak-agak lah 16 lah. Maybe not everybody will kena 16, but just this schema dia kasih tengok 16. Okay, so the next question is use your graph from 9a to find the values of P and Q. This is very standard. So we have the equation over here. Y equals to P over X plus Q over X squared. Let's start from there. Y equals to P over X plus Q over X squared. Our graph is XY melawan 1 per X. So how do we change Y to XY? We multiply everything by X. Okay, kita darab semua dengan X. So sini akan jadi XY, alahai. XY, sini akan jadi P plus Q over X. Okay, now to help you to look at this a little bit easier, kita kasih pecahkan kepada 2. This is obviously the y-intercept sudah, tak payah fikir. Okay, cuma ini saja yang mungkin mengelirukan sikit. So let's split this up. P plus Q and then you have 1 over X. So sini adalah y-axis, sini adalah x-axis seperti di sini. And this one will be the y-intercept, therefore Q must be the gradient. Okay, so based on that, P is the y-intercept. Oh no, hold on. Sorry, sebab saya ajar group 1 guna table bahkan Shane. We use the table for this kan. Okay, so since we use a table, I'm going to teach you using the table. So from the formula, from the graph. Sorry, bukan formula, equation. And we use equation. Okay, so equation. So in the equation, the y-intercept is P, okay, sorry, di sini adalah M and C bahkan. Yeah, this is the table that we use. Okay. Oh dear, look at my ugly table. Okay, so equation C is P and then the gradient is Q. Okay, then from the graph, the C is 16. Daripada graph saya lah, okay, my graph is 16. But follow whatever value you have, as long as dia tidak terlalu jauh. If it is 14 saya sangsi lah. Okay, saya boleh terima antara 15.8 until 16.2. Most likely, that will be okay. Okay, then so from the graph saya boleh kira dia punya kecerunan. Okay, so in this graph saya guna segitiga yang besar. Okay, always use a big triangle. Okay, jangan kalau kamu punya triangle kan begini saja kan, saya tidak terima. Ini memang out. Okay, saya akan check point apa yang kamu pakai. Okay, saya akan check point apa yang kamu pakai. If I find that your point is not suitable, then then minta maaf lah, kamu akan hilang markah di sana. So from the graph, my gradient according to mine okay, is 13.6 minus 6 over 0.2 minus 0.82. Ya ampun. Okay, saya tunjuk di sini 13.6 minus 6 over 0.2 minus 0.82. So it is negative 12.26. Agak-agak. Okay. So from this table, saya boleh simpulkan bahawa P equals to 16 and Q equals to negative 12.26. Okay, that's how I will get this. Okay, second question. Second question is the value of x when y is equals to 5 over x. Okay, so ini negative 12 boleh tak? Tepat-tepat. Okay, so those of you that have different answers are negative 12.2, negative 12. I will have to look at your calculation first lah. Saya kena tengok satu persatu. Okay, ada range answernya tapi 12.31 is a bit too far. No, 12.31 saya boleh terima mungkin. 12.2. Okay, if the schema punya answer is negative 12.26. Yes. I know. Kencang sudah semua kan sebab dia punya jawapan sangat jauh daripada saya punya. Okay. I would say that the range lah, okay, would be antara. Hold on, let me take a look at the graph first. Let me see. Okay, saya tidak boleh cakap sekarang apa dia punya range. So actually tiada range diberi dalam soalan, dalam skema lah. Okay, but what I will do is saya akan tengok point yang kamu pakai. Okay, if the points are far enough, okay, means dia punya segitiga itu cukup besar, then saya akan terima jawapan kamu dengan syarat yang kamu kira dengan betul. Okay, kedua, kalau kamu ada lebih daripada satu tempat perpuluhan, tapi kamu beri saya jawapan satu tempat perpuluhan saja, saya akan tanda salah. Okay, because we all know that, okay, you shouldn't be giving me answers in one decimal places. Kecuali kalau memang jawapan lepas kau kirakan memang cun-cun lah satu tempat perpuluhan, then okay, saya akan terima. Okay, kalau memang satu lah. Tapi kalau ada lebih daripada satu, tetapi kau pergi bundarkan lagi pergi jadi satu, then saya akan tanda sebagai salah. Okay, kamu akan dapat markah untuk anulah. You will get mark for pengiraan, tetapi kau tidak akan dapat markah untuk jawapan yang betul. Okay, saya punya cun-cun satu tempat perpuluhan. Okay lah, don't worry, kan kamu punya jawapan dengan saya, so saya akan kira juga. Relax, okay, very easy one kiraan. Okay, so kembali kepada soalan 2. So dia bagi y sama dengan 5 per x. But our graph is xy against 1 over x. Dan kita disuruh untuk mencari nilai x. So, kita tahu bahawa this kind of question is kita kena, we have to buat this one lah. Okay, yang dash begini. Okay, so since we have y over here, so kalau kita naikkan ini kan, kita dapat xy equals to 5. So from the graph, when xy equals to 5, okay, 1 over x equals to, okay, then kita guna graph untuk memberi jawapan. Kejap Yeah, this is a problem with. Okay, so when xy equals to 5, wow, cun-cun pula saya letakkan. So, dot. Ini mesti ditunjukkan, tidak ditunjukkan, tidak ada markah. So, according to my graph is 0.9. Okay, so 1 over x, kenapa bukan x? Okay, sebab dia punya paksi of the axis of the graph is 1 over x. Okay, selalu tengok paksi betul-betul. So 1 over x is 0.9. Therefore, x equals to 1 over 0.9, which will give you 1.11. Okay, about that answer. Or 1.111 lah if you want to be so tepat untuk dapat 3 tepat perpuluhan. Also no problem. Okay, 1.11. Here comes the answer. Mesti dia orang tanya kan kalau 1.11 saja, 1.38, I don't know. It depends on your graph. Okay, everything depends on your graph. So you ask me the question 1.38 kan, saya tidak boleh jawab sama ada saya terima atau tidak terima because saya kena tengok kamu punya graph dulu. Kalau graph kamu sudah sedia salah, then 1.38 kamu dapatkan, you will not get the full marks but you will get marks for working lah. Okay, besar mungkin. So it all depends on the graph. How good is your graph? Remember, dalam linear law, the thing that you should be aiming for, perkara yang kamu harus aim adalah, kejap. In linear law, the thing that you should be aiming for is what we call best fit. Okay, every time you draw the graph, you have to ask yourself, is this graph best fit? Because if it is not best, if I can find a better graph, then your graph is wrong. Okay, let me tell you what I heard lah. Okay, ini saya dengar tapi saya tahu dia betul atau tidak. So the examiner, the graph kan, dia akan letak di atas satu plastik tau. It will be printed on the plastic. Okay, and the graph will be sudah kena plot sedia lah. Because kan dia punya paksi, dia punya skala sudah diberi. So you cannot do a different skala. You have to follow the scale in the question. So what they do is they will take the plastic and they will put on top of your graph. Okay, to see if your graph has the same best fit as their graph. Okay, and this is a very dangerous one. Okay, so if kalau diorang letak itu plastik di atas kertas jawapan kamu, and if they can find a better best fit, then it's very hard for you already. Okay, because that's why I said you cannot be lazy with this best fit one. Remember the rules of best fit. Best fit adalah seberapa banyak titik mesti dihubungkan, and the ones yang tidak kena hubung, the ones yang tidak kena join kan, mesti seimbang kiri dan kanan. Maximum difference is 1. Sebelah satu, sebelah lagi 2, boleh. Kalau sebelahnya 2, sebelahnya kosong, itu tidak boleh. Memang bukan best fit. Okay. The good news is best fit dalam admaths is not as terrible as it's not as bad as the physics best fit. Physics best fit is very horrendous. Okay, kadang-kadang dia memang sangat off. Linear law questions the best fit usually kan memang sangat senang untuk dicari lah. Dia bukan susah betul. But you cannot be lazy. Okay, you cannot be lazy to find this best fit. Okay, so remember this rule. So those of you who give me like line nilai Q, line nilai kecenderungan kan, I have to look at your graph. Okay, I have to look at your graph and I have to decide for myself, is this really best fit? Kalau dia bukan best fit, if I can find a better line than your line, yeah. Okay, itu saja saya boleh cakap. Terserahlah kepada takdir, gitu. If I wrote in fraction, okay, kah itu B2. B2 you wrote in fraction. 1 over 0.9, cannot. Okay, fraction cannot have decimal. It's either fraction or decimal. Unless you wrote 1 over 1, which is even stranger. 10 over 9. Oh, 10 over 9. Let me see. I would say that cannot. I would say cannot. Okay, because everything here is decimal. Yeah, everything here is decimal. So it's like, why would you give your answer in this one? Even your kecenderungan kan is also decimal. So yeah, sorry, I don't think I can accept. Okay, but I will ask lah. Although it's very unlikely, because most of the time we will accept answers in decimal places. Okay, just give me a little bit more, because I really want to cover the 5 topics that everybody should be able to answer. So at least group 1 dia boleh dia boleh check dia punya focus topics. Hold on. What is the 5th one? Trigonometric functions. Okay, so long. Okay, trigonometric functions. Question 4. Sorry to delay your lunch, okay, but I just need to finish this, get this over. Okay, 2 over tangent x plus cos x, cotangent x equals to sine squared x. So we want to prove this. So the best way to prove it is from left to right. Okay, 2 over tangent x plus cot x, and we want to find equals to sine x. Okay, so we start with this. Now, whenever you see this, kalau dia ada tambah di bawah bahkan, it is always better to do this. 2 divide by tangent x plus cotangent x. Okay, I like to do this lah. Okay, because it makes me easier to see this as one line. Kalau ini kan dia akan jadi colored tau, because you know why? We know that tangent and cotangent dihubungkan dengan 1 over. So tangent x plus 1 over cotangent x. Okay, then after that saya kasih pembawanya semua sama. Everything down here is cotangent x, and here will be Apa ini? Sorry. Ish. 1 over tangent makan. Sio. 1 over tangent. My mistake. Yes. Saya tahu. 1 over tangent. Thank you. Okay, so this is 1 over tangent. Ini tanda-tanda yang saya lapar sudah. Okay, so tangent x. So when we cross multiply, we'll get tangent squared x plus 1 over tangent x. Okay, now do you see why I like to do this divide? So that I don't have to write, kalau kau kekal begini, bahkan this is what you will get kan. 2 over tangent squared x plus 1 over tangent x. And then lepas itu semua akan confuse sudah macam mana mau buat. Okay, so you know why this is good? Because when I flip this over, so ini kan bahagi, so this will be 2 times, okay, tangent x over tangent squared x plus 1. This will give me, bila saya darab masuk, 2 tangent x over tangent squared x plus 1. Okay, tangent squared x plus 1 is actually equal to secant squared x. Okay, dalam identity lah, remember the identity, 2 tangent x. Okay, now let's do this once more. Because tangent dan secant kan dia ada kaitan. So 2, I'm going to change tangent to sine over cos. Sine x over cos x. Divide by secant squared is 1 over cos squared x. Saya letak divide lah because dia ada 1 over. Okay, so what happens is saya kasih darab. Okay, so 2 sine x over cos x times cos squared x over 1. Okay, then what happens over here? This cos squared x dan this one boleh darab. Boleh potong-potong, so I get 2 sine x cos x, which will give me sine 2x. Okay, QED. Done. Okay. Actually, I think that I have given this proof before. Masa kita punya morning proofs with Mr. Marcus bahkan, I think I have given this proof before. Okay, it feels very familiar lah. Okay, but I'm not really sure whether it is really familiar. But anyway, that's how you prove this lah. Okay, y equals to sine 2x modulus for 0 to 2 pi. Now let's consider this. So sine 2x is 2 cycles, 2 cycles tapi 0 to 2 pi. So 1, 2, sini 2 pi. Okay, but since we want until pi, so we're talking about 1 cycle saja. Okay, pi. But since dia mau modulus, okay, since dia want modulus bahkan, modulus means tiada negatif. The negatif akan teranjak pergi positif. So what we will get is this kind of graph lah. Okay, you get a toying graph. Okay, here is pi, this is 1. Okay, y, and this is x. Okay. So this is how the graph will look like. Okay, 2 toyings over here. Kalau sini pi, sini adalah pi over 2. 2 marks makan. Okay, so 1 for the shape and 1 for the amplitude. Bentuk begini, 1 amplitude, 1 markah. Okay, hence, wow, where have we seen the word hence before, people? Okay, so since we are using hence, means ini soalan A kan besar mungkin ada kaitan ini. And we see that there is a connection over here. Notice this? 2 tangent x plus cos x equals to sine 2x. So actually, we can substitute sine 2x in here. Okay, plus 2 over pi x equals to 1. And we find that sine 2x is also equals to y. So y, equals to, y plus 2 over pi x equals to 1. Kalau saya pindah, so that I only get y equals to 1 minus 2 over pi x. So this is the equation we want. Okay, so the equation, 1 mark. then do the jadual lah. Okay, do the jadual. And we find that since our biggest value is pi, so we use 0 and pi lah. Okay, sini x, sini y. So when x is 0, okay, when x is 0, we find that kira-kira y is 1. When x is pi, okay, y will be negative 1. Okay. Nanti kamu kira lah, kalau tak pi di sini kan, kalau kena dapat 1 minus 2 equals negative 1. So let's plot. X is 0 is over here. Oh, how I wish I can change color. Okay, and then negative 1. So we may have to write this negative 1 over here, over here. So when you draw the line, you will get two solutions. Okay, so the number of solutions, okay, equals to 2. So equation 1 mark, straight line dengan betul 1 mark, number of solutions 2, dengan syarat kamu bulatkan itu solutions. Okay, that's how you get the 3 marks. Okay, so far we have covered 5 questions. Okay, and the 5 questions are 40, let me see, 45, 48 marks altogether. Okay, now I want you to notice the power of this. So as I said before, you need to get a combined total of 72. Okay, you need to get a combined total of 72. Apa itu 0 itu? Bukan 0 kah itu? Apa yang 0, Spencer? Yes. Kenapa Spencer? Apa yang 0? Okay, ya ampun mata. But so as I said before, you need to get a combined total of 72 out of 180 in order to pass at maths at the school level lah. Kita jangan cakap pasal yang kena naik turun graph itulah. Okay, kita set standard 72. Now if you can get all these 5 questions correct, okay, you will have gotten 48 marks already. Sebab 10, 10, 10, 10 dan sini 8 markah. Okay, 48 marks plus your paper 1, okay, you know, give or take, okay, you should be able to pass. Okay, you should be able to pass. But of course, saya tidak akan puas hati dengan pass sajalah. I want you to do better than that lah. Okay, so that's why I said the 5 topics, 5 topik ini mesti kamu kuasai dahulu. Okay, whichever group you're in now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 kencang, whatever, okay, you have to make sure that these 5 topics kan sudah di dalam tangan. Okay, so you don't have to always answer from question 1. Go aim for the topic, because kami selalu mendapati bahawa murid kekurangan masa untuk menghabiskan jawapan, untuk menghabis jawab lah. Sometimes they don't have time, and it doesn't help that the section C questions are right at the back. So kalau kamu jenis orang yang selalu suka jawab dari soalan nombor 1 baru pergi soalan nombor 14, then you're going to face a big problem lah. Okay, because somewhere along the way you will get stuck, especially kalau soalan kebat. This paper has a lot of kebat questions if you take a look at this. Okay, the geometric coordinate, this is a vector question, it's a kebat question. The coordinate geometry question is also a kebat question, I think. Is that the one with the... there. This is the coordinate geometry question, also kebat. Okay, kebat questions require you to menghabiskan masa untuk membaca soalan. So remember this, when you answer the NMATS questions, always aim for the questions that you know that you have to answer first, because your biggest chances are there. Yes, Nicole, what's your question? When we answer the exam, can you campur aduk the urutan? Can. No, you don't have to ikut urutan. It is not your job to answer according to urutan. It is your job to write down the section and question number. This one I have stressed before. If let's say kamu jawab soalan nombor 10 dahulu, lepas tu kau lompat pergi soalan nombor 1, it is not a problem. It is a problem kalau kamu tidak tulis nombor soalan. You must write the question number. You cannot assume that the examiner doesn't know. I have heard lah, saya pernah dengar tapi saya tidak tahu ini betul atau tidak. Kalau kamu tidak tulis nombor soalan kan, 0. Automatic. Okay, 0. And I practice that. If you don't write the question number, I will not even bother to mark. Because you can't be bothered to write the question number to make my life easier kan, saya tidak akan tanda. Saya bagi kosong. Okay, these are things that you should learn to be responsible for. Okay, you don't have to answer ikut urutan. Okay, sebab dia kan buku jawapan kan. So buku jawapan orang selalu mau nombor 1 dulu, nombor 2 dulu. This is the same thing like what yang saya selalu cakap lah, menggunakan correction pen. Okay, nobody cares if your work is kemas tau. People care, the examiner only cares if your work is correct. So even if kalau kamu punya kerja semua kusut masai kan, tapi dia betul, adalah jauh lebih baik daripada buku jawapan yang cantik betul kan, sebab semua correction pen tapi salah. What's the point? Okay, don't waste time with correction pen. If I write 14 but not bahagian C gitu, no problem lah kan, asalkan ada nombor. Should not be a problem, but make it a good habit to write the section as well. Okay, for me it's not a problem. For me it is the question number lah. Okay, but I want you to make the examiner's life easier, so better to write the section also. Okay, it's just it's just 8 letters. SECTION C. It's just 8 letters lah, come on. Okay, it's not that difficult lah. Semua soalan saya ada tulis nombor sir, tapi saya tidak buat. Well, tak apalah. Happy birthday, by the way. Okay. All right. Any more questions? Good question. It's a good question to ask. Good for us to be reminded as well. Okay. All these little things they make a lot of difference. Okay. Make a lot of difference for you and also for the examiner. Okay. So in short, don't forget. Okay. You don't have to answer ikut urutan, but you must write the question number. And it is even better if you write the section number as well. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. Is there any more questions from anyone?